How's it, racing fans, and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best. Bet with WSB, a leader in the fixed odds betting market, and always number one in the anti-post betting market. Well, it's been a busy 2 weeks for World Sports Betting, sponsoring races throughout the country. Let's not forget, 2 weeks ago, it was that move meeting from the 27th, that's the World Sports Betting Summer Cup, to Tuesday the 30th, and that turned out to be an outstanding meeting with regards to turnover and dividends. And then the World Sports Betting sponsoring the World Sports Betting Cape Fillies Guineas last weekend, which featured the Green Point Stakes as well, and we were treated to some fantastic racing from Cape Town. And again, World Sports Betting to the fore, sponsoring in Cape Town. And now this weekend, well, it's World Sports Betting again, contributing to racing around the country. And World Sports Betting will be sponsoring a massive race day at the Vaal Racecourse. It is the World Sports Betting Grand Heritage Day, and that Grand Heritage race, it's a fantastic race to win. We know that it attracts a big field. Well, this year it was 26 that were declared, but it's now come down to 20 runners, and it's a wide open betting market. But it's going to be an awesome race day, and I'm sure that the pools are going to be sizable as well. Well, what's happening this weekend? Local racing, it's a double header on Saturday, Turfentine and Kenilworth, and then we move over to Sunday at Greyville. And on Trackside, we're going to give you two trebles that will be up on the World Sports Betting menu, and then I'm going to give you my tip for the World Sports Betting Grand Heritage. Well, let's begin, and away we go with our four horses. And the first of our four horses will begin on Grand Heritage Day. That's World Sports Betting Grand Heritage Day, and it's going to be race number 1, and her name is Angel C. She's trained by Mike de Kock. She'll be partnered by Gavin Larena, and her record is clear to see. She's had 4 runs for 4 places. Now, last time out, she was carded to race on the Saturday on World Sports Betting Summer Cup Day, and I was at the venue. I was, hosting the World Sports Betting and the clients and everybody that attended in one of the venue rooms. And I will tell you that on that Saturday, there was massive talk for this filly, Angel C, as a hard horse to beat, and the support was certainly there to match the talk as well. Well, the meeting was moved from Saturday to Tuesday the 30th, as we all know, and she was the well-supported favorite in the race, and she did everything but win. She tried hard, she ran all the way to the line, and she just found one better on the day. So that was a commendable run. She didn't throw in the towel, and she looks ready to win. On what she's shown to date, she really looks ready to win number 4, Angel C, and I think she's bumping the right type of field. There is a horse in the race that's called Dame of Flames that could be the obvious threat on what form she represents, but I just feel now that this filly's got the experience, Gavin Larena has got to know her nicely, having partnered her last time out. I think that she'll be a very hard filly to beat, and I'm hoping that she gets us off to a flying start in this treble, the first of our 2 trebles. That's race 1, horse number 4, Angel C. Then we move along to race number 2. It's quick and fast on World Sports Betting Grand Heritage Day. Races 1 and 2. Imagine if that has to arrive and you play the double as well. Well, you'll have enough cash to play for the rest of the afternoon. And race number 2 is over 1,700 meters. And I've picked out an individual here called Clarkson for Candace Dawson. And again, it's that man, Gavin Larena. We're hoping to have a good day. He rides Clarkson, 3 runs as a 3-year-old for just the 1 place, which was a fought over 1,400 meters. Then the stable rested and gelded this individual, and back from a 7 months absence from racing, he's had 2 cracking runs over 1,400 meters when he ran 3rd at his penultimate start. From that form line, West Point has come out to win, and a horse called Groomed Town as well for Clinton Binder. So that form line's looking good. And then last time out on that postponed meeting, that World Sports Betting Summer Cup Day, which ended up on the Tuesday, the 30th, he took his place in that race and he ran an absolute blinder. He only found one better on the day. It was stretched as well over 2,000 meters, and just finding Waho Mawing's runner too good on the day. That was Constantia Hayes. So number one, Clarkson, he fits the profile. He's having his third run back from a rest and gelding. He should be cherry ripe. He should be spot on to put in a big performance, and I think he's definitely the horse to beat. So race number 2, horse number 1, Clarkson. Then we move along to one runner that I found at Kenilworth, and it's a long wait for this horse because he comes up in race number 8, and I don't think he'll be priced up as the favorite as well. I think there'll be value about him. His name is Sudden Storm, and he's a Sudden Song, apologies. He's by Sudden, the stallion Sudden Storm, and Mike Robinson trains him, and Richard Faree will partner him. Now, after his introduction, I did watch that race and I kept a close eye on him next time out. I said, this horse could be one to follow at his second start. Keep an eye on him, and maybe we get third time lucky with him. So he's had 2 very good runs over 1,200 meters. And both those races, he hasn't been, the smartest out the gates. He hasn't had his mind on the job in the early part of the race. But especially his last start, he caught the eye over the final 400 meters. He was the fastest finisher behind Let It Rain. And I just know, having watched both those runs, that now he's going over 1,400 meters. He's going to release the extra 200 meters. That I have no doubt of. Number 9, Sudden Song. And there is a line of form. From his last start, second in that race was Bon Voyage. From his last start, should I say, Bon Voyage came out to run second behind a horse called Surjay. And then if you go to a horse like Charlie Squadron, who I'm certain is going to be priced up as the top one here, Charlie Squadron was fourth behind Tizona, and the third in that race was Surjay, who we know has come out to win. So on a line through Surjay, you can make a strong case for Sudden Song. And of course, trainer Mike Robinson, he trains Surjay, so he's going to have a very good line with regards to his chances here on number 9, Sudden Song. And I'm hoping that he is the improver in the race. He's only having his third start on what he's shown over 6 furlongs, the extra 1,400 meters. I'm hoping that he's not as far back as he was over 1,200 meters, within striking distance. Richard Faree up, and he could be the business here in race number 8 at Kenilworth. And then the fourth of our 4 to follow for this weekend comes up at Greyville, and that's on Sunday in race number 2. And the horse is called Winter Melody, and this will be partnered by Craig Zaki for a very informed stable in Garrett Fenzale. Now, if you did not watch this horse's debut and you got some time after watching the show, please do so, because you'll be as impressed as I was. His debut was on the 14th of November, and he was just very, very awkward out the gates. It's first day of school. It's expected for most of these horses. It's a big field. They jump out, they get lost, and he was very awkward, as I mentioned, out the gates. Didn't know where he was. Set towards the back of the field. Had a many lengths to make up when they turned into the home straight, and he was running on smartly, very smartly. In fact, he was the fastest finisher that day behind Princess T. Now, the winner did put in a very good post-maiden run midweek. That's Princess T finishing a good second behind A Little Bit Naughty. So that form line looking good. It's looking bright for number 9, Winter Melody. And I just feel all she needs to do now is just gain from that experience that she had on debut. Hopefully, she's not as bad as she was out the gates last time out. Just let her travel in the race, and she is going to be a hard horse to beat. The way I saw that debut run and how she, was so dumb throughout the race and only got a mind on the job over the final 300 meters or so. I think that race would have brought her on a ton, number 9, Winter Melody, and she is going to be the filly that they're going to beat. And I expect her to be, I'm not going to say a short favorite, but she will definitely be top of the boards here, and she will be a strong favorite in race number 2. So those are the 2 trebles that will be up on the World Sports Betting website. And let's give you those trebles, because I've jotted them down on how I structured them. And those trebles will look like this on the World Sports Betting menu. And let me just find that quickly here, because I've written that down and I don't want that to be wrong the way I mentioned it and the way it's been put up. But yep, I've gone race 1, Angel C at the Vaal, into race 2, Clarkson at the Vaal, into race 2, Winter Melody at Greyville. And then treble number 2 will be race 1 at the Vaal, Angel C, race 9 at Kenilworth, Sudden Song, and then race number 2, Winter Melody at Greyville. And for a chance, I suggest that you play all 4. Maybe that could be the bonus with those 2 trebles arriving over this weekend. I mentioned it's World Sports Betting Grand Heritage Day, and I have to give my selection for the big race. And you may have had a look at the race card, and if you did, well, you could be close to guessing what I'm going to be tipping, because World Sports Betting, the World Sports Betting Syndicate, have a horse called Bold Jazz in the race. And when I had a look at the betting before coming on air and recording the show, which is quite early on prior to the race meeting, Bold Jazz in a wide open betting market was the top one at around 7-1. And wouldn't that be something? The World Sports Betting Grand Heritage Race Day, the World Sports Betting Grand Heritage Race, won by World Sports Betting nominee Warren Tennis. You couldn't have scripted it better if that had to happen. And we're going with a horse. We're not going to let the horse run loose. Everybody there listening out, if you don't know and you don't have a race card, well, have a look at it. I think this could be the perfect script for World Sports Betting, sponsoring a massive race meeting and actually winning the race with nominee Warren Tennis. And Reno and the boys and everybody else, I'm sure, will be on course to lead in the winner if it does happen. And that's going to be the tip for the Grand Heritage Race Day, proudly sponsored by World Sports Betting. And if you're not convinced with Bold Jazz, well, it is going to be a massive quartet, and a quartet that you want to catch. My suggestion is, if you're not convinced with Bold Jazz for the win, then use him as a roving banker in that quartet. And all that's left for me to say, guys, it's been fantastic being in your company for this episode of Trackside. On behalf of the sponsor, World Sports Betting, thanks to all the customers, but more importantly and more especially, thanks to you, the loyal punter who supports racing on a daily basis. Until next weekend, from ourselves, Deez Dayanand, you take care. Salane Gashle.